Del Satins. This is the vocal group that brought us so many tremendous backing vocals on songs like The Wanderer, songs like Donna the Prima Donna, songs like this next favorite doo-wop sing-along that we just love so much. Are you ready for that girl, Run Around Sue, to come our way? Joined by the new generation of singers, old meets new, with the Virginia Gentlemen.
Here's my story, it's sad but true. It's about a girl that I once knew. She took my love, then ran around with every single guy in town.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, I am so pleased and so privileged to introduce to you our main host, the one and only John Bowser Bowman.
When my great friend Jay Siegel sings The Lion Sleeps Tonight in its original key, you can close your eyes and imagine that the record is playing. This is about doo-wop generations. You know why? Because every generation loves this song.
With a record like The Lion Sleeps Tonight, because of the success of the Lion King, and we were so lucky that that The Lion Sleeps Tonight was featured in that film, that every kid 5 years old or 3 years old, they all know The Lion Sleeps Tonight. So they're part of this this generation. That we made this record when I was, I was 21 years old, and now I'm a little older than that. It's a great feeling to see these young people enjoying this music, and they love to do it.
Please welcome, with the Alley Cats, Jay Siegel's Tokens.
Go
The moments are particularly memorable because of the music that we're singing. This is the music of a generation that was arguably America's greatest generation. This is a golden era of music, and it represents something different for everyone. Maybe it was their prom, their first kiss, the first time they drove a convertible by themselves. Like, it's associated with a memory, and so I think it gives us a greater sense of responsibility to make these songs magical for the audience.
Now, you've heard of groups looking for the perfect echo in the hallway or in the men's room, but our next group from my ancestral home, Brooklyn, New York, found the perfect echo by singing in the subway. These are the T-Tones. Oh, I wonder, wonder who wrote the book of life? You love her, you love her with all your heart. Chapter 2, you tell her, you're never, 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 never gonna part. In chapter 3, remember the meaning of romance. In chapter 4, you break up, but you give her just one more chance. Oh, I wonder, wonder who wrote the book of love? You love her with all your heart. Chapter 2, you tell her, you're never, 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 never gonna part. In chapter 3, remember the meaning of romance. In chapter 4, you break up, but you give her just one more chance. Oh, I wonder, wonder who wrote the book of love? Wonder who wrote the book of love? I wonder who wrote the book of love?
With the T-Tones, we went out and searched for the best of the best singers that we knew in our community, in our area.
These guys, and pretty much all these guys grew up with this stuff. Mm-hmm. I didn't start singing until I saw 4 guys singing in the subway doing classic R&B and doo-wop. I had no idea what any of this stuff was. And then over time, I started learning from them.
Yip, 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 boom.
Because I knew nothing. So to be at this stage doing doo-wop generations and inspiring new people to do what I learned how to do from my friends is priceless.
To me, the importance of the doo-wop generation is keeping it alive. Because nowadays, the music is, I don't understand it, actually. I mean, it's words that's being said that doesn't make sense. So as far as keeping this doo-wop is alive, we have a lot of people, like my elders, my grandmother, my grandfather, who love that type of music. And if that goes, what do we have? We don't have anything left.
When we think of great doo-wop classics, we think of Tears on My Pillow, Earth Angel, In the Still of the Night, and one of the all-time favorites, originally performed by the Mellow Kings. Well, we received an audition for this next group, and when I heard the lead singer's voice, I said, you guys have got to come on stage and perform in front of our national audience here on PBS tonight. Here they are, the Redondos from California. Go ahead, guys.
the thrill of your embrace, that no one will ever take your place. While looking from afar, I wished upon a star and prayed for a blessing from above. Well, if my wish should come true, until our life is through, I'll have you dear, to have, to hold, and to love. Tonight, tonight, may never reach an end. I'll miss you, my love, till you're in my arms again. With all of my heart, I declare with all my might, I love you forever as I love you tonight. Tonight, tonight, may never reach an end. I'll miss you, my love, till you're in my arms again. With all of my heart, I declare with all my might, I love you forever as I love you
It's like a dream come true, you know. I mean,
It is a dream come true.
We feel like, you know, we grew up with these guys, and to finally be on stage with them,
us
it's
to
like
vocalize.
yeah.
Doo-wop, to me, I guess I like it because it's such a smooth form of music, and it actually means something. And when all these people wrote these songs and they sang them, it was for a reason, and they really meant something when they were singing these songs, and they were so clean. There was no cursing like there is in these songs now, and the drugs and the things they say in these songs, there was nothing like that. Everything was just happy, and they were love songs, and they really meant something. It was amazing.
This is what Doo-Wop Generations is all about. Our next guest is 18 years old. His grandpa was in a doo-wop group. Riding in his grandpa's car, he heard doo-wop for the first time, and now he only loves this kind of music. So please welcome, to sing their biggest hit with the Duprees, 18-year-old Chris Ruggiero.
Thanks, folks. You know, for more than 30 years, we've had the honor and pleasure of carrying on the legend and the legacy of the Duprees. Those guys who started it all off back in Jersey City, the music will never go away as long as we live. And we've been blessed with having the most incredibly loyal Duprees fans in the world, and we thank you so very, very much for that. We, as John said, we have the pleasure of introducing a young fella from New York. His name is Chris Ruggiero, and that's the good news, because he's going to sing one of the group's biggest hits. The bad news is that I think I have shoes older than him. Please welcome Chris Ruggiero.
See the pyramids along the Nile. Watch the sunrise on a tropic isle.
My Music continues live.
Of doo-woppers got together in high school. They are from Whippany, New Jersey, and hence their name. Please welcome the Whiptones.
Who's that knocking on my door? Hey, who's that knocking on my door? All last night and the night before. Boom, 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 bang, bang, bang. I can't stand that awful thing. Who's that knocking on my door? Who's that calling my name? Toss a brick through my window pane. Boom, 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 bang, bang, bang. You keep driving me insane. Who's that knocking on my door? All last night as I lie in bed with my lights down low, boom, 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 bang, 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 on my door. Who's that knocking on my door? Could it be Mabel? Could it be Flo? I got myself in awful fix when I got involved with those two chicks. Who's that knocking on my door? 1, 2, 3, 4. Do 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 wah, bang bang bang. Do 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 wah, bang bang bang. Do 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 wah, bang bang bang. All night long.
I think our first song that we sang together was Come Go With Me by the Del Vikings. And that was the video. We watched them back in, it was Doo-Wop 50, released in '99. We saw the video of the Del Vikings do that, and we were inspired. We came together, and we formed the Whiptones, and we started singing doo-wop a cappella together, and we've been doing it ever since for about 6 years now, right?
Yes.
So it's been a heck of a journey.
The founder of this group worked in the insurance industry for 25 years and got sick of his job and went to his first love that spans every generation, doo-wop. This is Street Corner Renaissance. Life could be a dream. Life could be a dream.
Life could be a dream. And you would let me spend my whole life loving you. Life could be a dream. Sweetheart, hello, hello again. Chip-boom is over, we meet again. Hey, on it, ding dong. Sha-lang-a-la-lang-a-la-lang-a-la-lang-a-la, ho, 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 bib. Sha-do-ba-do-ba-dib. Whoa, life could be a dream. If only all my precious plans would come true. And you would let me spend my whole life loving you. Life could be a dream, sweetheart. Every time I look at you, something is on my mind. If you do what I tell you to, baby, you'll be so fine. Don't you know life could be a dream? Ship-on, if I can take you up to paradise up above. Ship-on, you tell me, darling, I'm the only one that you love. Life could be a dream. Sweetheart, hello, hello again. Ship-on is over, we meet again. Hey, on it, ding dong. Sha-lang-a-la-lang-a-la-lang-a-la-lang-a-la, ho, 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 baby. Sha-do-ba-do-ba-dib. Oh, life could be a dream. Life could be a dream, sweetheart. Chip-on, you tell me, darling, I'm the only want your love. Life could be a dream. Sweetheart, I know that. She moving over with me to get moving up. Hey, oh, ding dong. Sha-lang-a-la-lang-a-la-lang-a-la-lang-a-la. Ho, 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 dip. Sha-do-ba-do-ba-dip. Oh, life could be a dream. Hey, hey, life could be a dream.
One of the things that goes through my mind is reverence for those who don't have this opportunity. Maybe they left this planet too early, for whatever reason. There's a lot of people who are great singers who the world will never hear about, but that we know, and they still inspire us, you know. And when we step on that stage, we're representing all those thousands and millions of brothers who are not here.
I think about all the guys I used to do bop with on the corners as teenagers, and they're no longer here. So I'm representing them. I'm still here to do it.
Ladies and gentlemen, Bobby J.
It is such a pleasure to share the stage with an outstanding vocal group like Street Corner Renaissance, a group that's helping to keep alive and to promulgate the music of our generation. Wally Roker, the original bass of the Heartbeats, took a liking to this group. He just adored them. I think it would be wonderful if we, the Heartbeats, would join in with Street Corner Renaissance by singing the Heartbeats' signature song and dedicate it to the memory of Wally Roker.
Oh, yeah.
You're 1,000 miles away. Oh, and I still have your love to remember your life. Oh, my darling, dry your eyes. Daddy's coming home soon. Oh, yeah, baby. On my knees every day. All I do is pray, baby, just for you. I hope you always want me to. Daddy's coming home soon. Maybe on a Sunday morning. It may be on a Tuesday afternoon. But no matter what the day, I'm going to make it my business to get home. Sha-la-la-la-la-la. You're 1,000 miles away, but I still have your love to remember you by. Oh, my darling, dry your eyes. Daddy's coming home soon. I'm not 1,000 miles away.
This group is the essence of doo-wop generations. Authentic original member J.T. Carter is singing with Peter Lemongello Jr.
Johnny Maestro was a good friend of mine before he passed. I used to go see him in the Brooklyn Bridge. My dad used to take me to all the shows. My dad's a singer too. He was the first singer to sell over 1 million albums on television in 1976.
You are about to witness a new dimension in entertainment. Lemongello.
Yeah, Peter Lemongello. That's how I think I got into music in general. And he used to take me to a lot of the shows. That's where I'd meet people like Johnny Maestro and Charlie Thomas from the Drifters and Jay. And you know, I was never really happy with today's music. You know, it just never clicked for me. You know, what everybody else my age was listening to. So I always liked the old standards, and then I got into rock and roll and the, you know, what they call doo-wop now.
Worldwide Talent Search found their next generation lead singer right here in New Jersey. Now, this is, for everybody, his first time singing professionally, ever. So let's make him feel welcome. It is J.T. Morgan and the Brooklyn Bridge.
Yeah, it's very intimidating. I mean, how I got into it was I was listening to T.J. Levinsky's Friday night radio show, and I call in every once in a while. And he said, hey, I got something coming up for you in a few weeks that you might really like. So lo and behold, it was the audition process for the next doo-wop star. So I reluctantly sent in a video. I waited until the very last second. It absolutely blows my mind.
You've got somebody that feels somewhat intimidated by something that, well, there's no need to feel intimidated.
Oh, there is, believe me.
Because Johnny never sang out of tune or missed a note or anything like that, so this shouldn't be a problem.
This guy's the one that makes you feel so safe, so sane, and so
And now a classic girl group with harmonies that began in Passaic, New Jersey, and traveled all around the world. From the original Shirelles, please welcome our special guest.
Hi, I'm Beverly Lee of the Shirelles, and as an original Shirelle, it's an honor to pass the torch on to the next doo-wop generation, the Lovettes from Chicago, singing dedicated to the one I love.
This is dedicated to the one I love. While I'm far away from you, my baby, I know it's hard for you, my baby, because it's hard for me, my baby, and the darkest hour is just before dawn. Each night before you go to bed, my baby, whisper a little prayer for me, my baby, and tell all the stars above, this is dedicated to the one I love. Life can never be exactly like we want it to be. I can't be satisfied knowing you love me. There's one thing I want you to do, especially for me, and it's something that everybody needs. It's right before you go to bed, my baby. Whisper a little prayer for me, my baby, and tell all the stars above, this is dedicated to the one I love. This is dedicated to the one I love. This is dedicated to the one
And now a very special, loving moment from two young men we found all the way out in California. Now they're about to sing one of the greatest doo-wop and R&B love songs of all time. They've got their own unique spin on it, but it is so tender, it is so sweet, it is so lilting. We had to present this to you exclusively here on your PBS station. Thank you for your calls and support. Keep calling, keep supporting the station as we now go on stage with Justin and James.
We shot a video. We did a video of this magic moment one time for a friend's class.
Now we're here.
It's pretty random.
So.
This magic moment, so different and so new, was like any other, until I kissed you, and then it happened. It took me by surprise, I knew you felt it too. By the look in your eyes, sweeter than wine, softer than a summer night, everything I want I have, whenever I hold you tight. This magic moment, while your lips are close to mine, will last forever, forever until the end of time. Sweeter than wine, softer than a summer night, summer night. Everything I want, I have. Whenever I hold you tight, this magic moment, while your lips are close to mine, will last forever, forever until the end of time.
And now, joining Justin and James, Charlie Thomas's Original Drifters, Jay and the Americans, and special guest, Kenny Vance.
This magic moment, so different and so new, but like any other, until I kissed you, and then it happened. It took me by surprise. I knew that you felt it too, by the look in your eyes, sweeter than wine.
This magic moment, while your lips are close to mine, will last forever, forever till the end of time.
My Music continues live from.
This is a big one for me because we're going to introduce somebody who's going to be backed up by a group called the Modern Gentlemen. He comes from England, and he is going to be singing one of the songs that my old group, Shana Na, sang in the movie Grease.
Would you ever think about taking up singing professionally?
Come back to me.
Please welcome, to try to be as good as we were, from England, Asa Elliott.
Joining Asa on stage tonight, the Modern Gentlemen.
C, 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 A, A minor, F, 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 G, 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 G7. What's that playing on the radio? Why do I start swaying to and fro? I have never heard that song before, but if I don't hear it anymore, it's still familiar to me, sends a thrill right through me, 'cause those clothes remind me of the night that I first fell in love too. Those magic changes, my heart arranges a melody that's never the same, a melody that's calling your name. I beg you, please come back to me. Please return to me. Don't awaken or make that play again. The music I wanna hear is once again you whisper in my ear. Oh, my darling, no. I'll be waiting by the radio. You'll come back to me someday, I know. Been so lonesome since our last goodbye, but I'm singing as I cry. Oh, while the bass is sounding, while the drums are hurting, beatings of my broken heart rise to first place on the charts. Oh, my heart arranges all those magic changes.
this could hopefully be the stepping stone to more opportunities like this. I'd love to see more of America. It's a great country. I've seen little portions of it, the tourist parts, but I'd love to go where they enjoy the music and sing for people who want to be sung to as well. I never know. I don't plan anything, but good things seem to happen when you've got a good attitude. So who knows, this time next year, where could we be?
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome from the Fascinators, Tony Pasalacqua.
I'd like to introduce to you Freddie Vilas and the Silvertones. Thank you. When they started out with the Beatles. They went down to the Beach Boys, and they found their way to doo-wop. Then they found me, which I liked very much, and they did my song. I recorded that in 1957 and wrote it in 57 with the Fascinators. And on Doo-Wop 50, I did it with the Legends of Doo-Wop. And anybody who saw it remembers that. And I'm humbled. Thank you.
Oh, Rosemary, here's what you try to give your love to me, but pass me by. Oh, Rosemary, I waited so long and felt foolish. Don't say it's wrong. Oh, Rosemary, I've never allowed no other love to be. I prove it now. Oh, Rosemary, I never lied to you eternally. My heart is yours. Oh, Rosemary, roll my please. There's been no answer from my heart saying please. Oh, Rosemary, I waited so long and felt foolish. Don't say it's wrong.
Me on stage, it's for me something unbelievable. I think I don't have the right words. Sometimes words, they don't give justice to the meaning, to the feelings, and the passion that we really dedicate and we still dedicate to this kind of music. So in my opinion, there are no words.
It almost makes me cry. To me, it's unbelievable. I've always been dreaming of doing something like that my whole life. And my passion for this music is unbearable. And being here with the people that I already met and these beautiful, great singers makes me feel something that I never felt my whole life as a musician and as a singer. So it's hard to explain, with words. Words are not enough to say how I feel in this moment, in this very moment.
They performed the songs of the girl groups. Please welcome from the great state of Michigan, the Whatabouts.
Why was I born too late?
it's been just awesome to listen to everybody and to feel how blessed we are. Oh my gosh, we're blessed to be here. We're so blessed with our gift. We're just blessed.
It's been
awesome
so
to be
much
part
fun.
of PBS. Awesome.
Thank you for the
Yes,
chance.
absolutely.
Doo-wop means different things to us at different times. Sometimes it's a very specific style of music. Early classic R&B with groups like the Five Keys and the Harp Tones and the Flamingos and, of course, the Cadillacs. Then, as we move forward, the sound changes just a little bit, and we have groups like Jimmy Beaumont and the Skyliners, and Johnny Maestro and the Crests, and the Duprees, and so many more. Sometimes it's a very strict style of music. For example, Frankie Lyman and the Teenagers singing Why Do Fools Fall in Love. And sometimes it could be the Marcells having fun with Blue Moon or Heartaches. Sometimes it's about an era. Doo-wop is more than just a specific kind of music. It's a feeling to all of us. It's a way of life for so many of us, preserved by PBS. And thank you for those calls. Keep them coming. Doo-wop represents an era of youth and teenage love and innocence. And what could be better to represent that than this next group? From the heart of the heartland themselves, all the way from Iowa, making Iowa proud for the rest of the country. Wait till you see them. They're going to knock you out, I promise, with their version of an all-time classic, Lollipop, Shy of a Dozen.
Lollipop, lollipop, oh lolly, 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 lollipop, lollipop, oh lolly, 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 lollipop, lollipop, oh lolly, 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 lollipop. Ba-dum dum dum. Lollipop, do lollipop, oh lolly, 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 lollipop, do lollipop, oh lolly, 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 lollipop, do lollipop, oh lolly, 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 lollipop. Ba-dum dum dum. Call my baby lollipop, tell you why. Her kiss is sweeter than an apple pie. And when she does her shaky rockin' dance, man, I haven't got a chance. I call her lollipop, do lollipop, oh lolly, 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 lollipop, do lollipop, oh lolly, 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 lollipop, do lollipop, oh lolly, 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 lollipop. Ba-dum dum dum. Sweeter than candy on a stick, huckleberry, cherry, or lime. If you had a chance, she'd be your pick, but lollipop is mine. Lollipop to lollipop, oh lolly, 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 lollipop to lollipop, oh lolly, 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 lollipop to lollipop, oh lolly, 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 lollipop. Ba-dum dum dum. Crazy way she thrills me, tell you why. Just like a lightning from the sky. She loves to kiss me till I can't see straight. Gee, my lollipop is great. I call her lollipop, do lollipop, oh lolly, 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 lollipop, do lollipop, oh lolly, 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 lollipop, do lollipop, oh lolly, 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 lollipop. A lollipop, lollipop, do lollipop, oh lolly, 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 lollipop, do lollipop, oh lolly, 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 lollipop, do lollipop, oh lolly, 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 lollipop. Ba-dum dum dum. Lollipop, lollipop, oh lolly, 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 lollipop, lollipop, oh lolly, 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 lollipop, lollipop, oh lolly, 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 lollipop. A lollipop.
Doo-Wop Generation's talent search has turned up some incredible singers, but were we surprised to find the talents of a former New York City firefighter who was one of the first responders to 9/11? Please welcome the incredible voice of Frankie Pizarro.
He took 100 pounds of clay, and then he said, hey, listen, I'm gonna fix this world today, because I know what's missing. Then he rolled his big sleeves up, and the brand new world began. He created a woman and lots of loving for a man. Whoa, yes he did. With just 100 pounds of clay, he made my life worth living, and I will thank him every day for every kiss you're giving, and I thank him every night for the arms that are holding me tight. And he did it all with just 100 pounds of clay. Yes, he did. Oh, yes, he did. Now can't you just see him walking round and round, picking the clay up off the ground, doing just what he should do to make a living dream like you. He rolled his big sleeves up, and a brand new world began. He created a woman and lots of loving for a man. Oh, yes he did, with just 100 pounds of clay. People, let me tell you what he did with just 100 pounds of clay. Oh, oh, yes he did, with just 100 pounds of clay. When the twilight is gone, and no songbirds are singing, when the twilight is gone, you come into my heart, and here in my heart you will stay while I pray. My prayer is to linger with you at the end of the day, in a dream that's divine. My prayer is a rapture in blue, with the world far away, and your lips close to mine. Tonight, while our hearts are aglow, oh, tell me the words that I'm longing to know.
Music continues live from
Because I remember when we were starting out, what it was like to work with the people that preceded us. So I'm sure they feel wonderful. And as mentors, we in turn feel wonderful for them. And we know the music will stay alive. Because without the youngsters doing the music, it'll die.
You know, all these young entertainers who are here, they're all really very, very good. And, you know, they've been singing all over the building today, and, you know, singing our songs and other group songs, and they do them right to the T. They are perfect. Yeah. And not only that, it's really a great feeling when they walk up to us and say, you know, we're really so happy to meet you guys, you know. So the whole thing is just a groove all around.
Tell me you love me for a million years, and if it don't work out, then you can tell me goodbye.
And we're back on a snowy night here in Asbury Park, New Jersey. Up next, in tribute to the late, great Benny King, please welcome the Cat's Pajamas.
When the night has come and the land is dark and the moon is the only light we see, no, I won't be afraid. No, I won't be afraid. Just as long as you stand by me. And darling, darling, stand by me. Oh, stand by me. Stand by me. Won't you stand by me? Stand by me. Stand by me. Stand by me. In the sky, there will the ball will tumble and roll, and the mountain should crumble to the sea. I won't cry, I won't cry, no, I won't shed a tear, just as long as you stand by me. And darling, darling, stand by me, stand by me, oh, stand by me, stand by me. Won't you stand, just stand by me, stand by me, stand by me. And darling, darling, stand by me, stand by me, oh, stand by me, stand by me. Won't you stand, just stand by me, stand by me. Whenever you're in trouble, won't you stand by me? Oh, stand by me, stand by me. Won't you stand, just stand by me, stand by me. Whenever you're in trouble, won't you stand by me? Stand by me, oh, stand by me, stand by me. Won't you stand, just stand by me, stand by me, stand by me.
So many of our My Music specials have been recorded from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. And we celebrate the music that came from Pittsburgh. We take you now to a tribute to a Pittsburgh legend who took our stage many times in our My Music series here on PBS. We honor the great Jimmy Boma.
I think one of the beauties of the Skyliners songbook is that Jimmy wrote a lot of the songs. So most of the melodies you're hearing are things that came out of his soul, his heart.
Jimmy Beaumont, he's been sorely missed by many, many people, and even more so by us. You know, that we were so used to traveling on the road with him for so many years and enjoying his company in a van, traveling, you know, over the road and in the airplanes, and he's just truly missed by us for sure, and as that lead voice for the Skyliners.
We're so thrilled to be performing alongside the Skyliners in honor of Jimmy Beaumont.
It was really neat meeting a lot of the guys from the years past, the guys who laid the path. Everybody is so super nice, and the encouragement from them is amazing. They want this music to continue, and they realize that they can only do it for just a little bit longer. And so it is a great torch to be passed, and it's a little nerve-wracking because they're so great.
I wanna Sunday kind of love to last past Saturday night. I wanna love a love that's more than first sight. I want a Sunday kind of love, a Sunday kind of love. I want a love that's on a square, can't seem to find somebody who cares. I'm on a lonely road that leads to nowhere. I want a Sunday kind of love. I do my Sunday dreaming and all my Sunday scheming. Every minute, every hour Sundays grow cold, I'd love for all to have and to hold. I want a Sunday kind of love, a Sunday kind of
Rosie Hamlin was one of our great performers to appear in our My Music series through the years. She brought us a song that we all just fell in love with, Angel Baby. Sadly, we've lost Rosie, but the music lives on. And now, a tribute by Jersey's own Gwyn Alden.
It's just like heaven being here with you. You're like an angel, too good to be true. But after all, I love you, I do. Angel baby, my angel baby, when you are near me, my heart skips a beat. I can hardly stand on my own 2 feet, because I love you, I do. Angel baby, my angel baby, ooh, I love you, ooh, I do. No one could love you like I Please never leave me blue and alone. If you ever go, I'm sure you'll come back home, because I love you, I do. Angel baby, my angel baby, ooh, I love you, ooh, I do. No one could love you
So these past 2 days have been just a whirlwind of emotions, and this was something that I didn't expect to be selected for, and when I did, it was just a shock, and just the most fun that I could have had on that stage. I grew up listening to the classics. I grew up listening to the Grease soundtrack, and that was like my favorite music. And so when I saw doo-wop, I was like, this is cool. Nobody really you don't hear too much about it. So, and to be young and to still have a love for that, it was special to me.
Thank you so much. Keep those calls coming in. Keep supporting your local station. All eyes around the country are watching us right now to make sure that doo-wop can continue into the future. Here's an event where we've created the opportunity for new singers to come on board and to share their passion for these songs and this music. And up next, about to take stage, is a living legend of R&B, Rock and Roll Hall of Famer, and a guy who brought us so many songs we love. It began with Tears on My Pillow, and how about Just Two Kinds of People in the World, the a cappella version, certainly the best. Little Anthony Wardini. Here he is.
We had this young man on one of the first My Music shows. He's all grown up now and is singing one of my songs. Ladies and gentlemen, Kid Kyle. When he started talking about young kids, young performers, and this concept that TJ had, it intrigued me. I said, really? I said, you're gonna have cats? Yeah, we're gonna try to do auditions or whatever and bring in these singers, this next generation who really dig wanting to be a group thing. And I called my son, I said, man, that sounds so cool. And he said, you know what? I think you should do it, Dad. So that's why I'm here.
You see people that have the love that I had when I first heard it when I was 13. There was a guy by the name of Alan Freed that played the music in New York, and as 13 years old, we gravitated towards that music. There was something pure about it, something honest about it, and it was a different time. It was the 50s. It was a different world. That love that I had from those days has been with me my whole life. And to see younger people embrace it and have the same love and passion for it is really a great feeling.
This is a moment doo-wop fans everywhere have been waiting for. After a 5-year hiatus from performing, this is the return of Kenny Vance and the Planetones.
Crowded in a door.
Coming up, an encore you won't want to miss with Fred Paris coming out of retirement to sing In the Still of the Night. Right now, as the performers play off stage, please go to your phone and help keep the music playing right here on your PBS station. All the memories tonight and the gathering is made possible because of you and your support of your PBS station. Please allow the music to continue to play. You do that by calling in or logging on now. We'll be back with the encore of My... I have been so blessed throughout the years on our My Music specials here on PBS to preserve so many of the legends, many of which who we've lost to time, many of which who are no longer singing, that have retired. There's one gentleman who created what I still think is the #1 doo-wop song of all time, In the Still of the Night, talking about the one and only Fred Paris. Did you know the song was recorded in the basement of a church in New Haven, Connecticut? You're about to find out, because coming out of retirement just for you and just for PBS, right now, thanks to all your great support over the years, the one and only Fred Paris.
Well, I had already been in the business in recording and stuff like that when I was back in the early 50s. And I didn't know how this was going to work out at a church.
There were the 5 Satins, and Vinnie Masetta played the saxophone. And he knew one of them, and one of them said to him, "We're trying to find a place. We tried one place, and there's too much noise. There was another place, and we didn't feel welcome." So Vinnie, who was a lay minister here in this parish, went to Father Hewitt and said, "I've got a group here. Can they use the basement of this church?" And right away, Father Hewitt said yes. And it just seems that the song took off for whatever reason. It was slow, it was with a beautiful melody, and it was a love story, too.
All of me believes that the song was blessed. It had to be. My name is Fred Paris, and I give you my song, my life's work. Thank you so much.
To keep your precious love well before the light hold me again with all of your might.